Shalom, shalom. Kal halalim la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Bahashem Rakak Kodash. Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh, Bahashem Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the 144,000 and 1/3. All right, I'm just going over a few little bits and bobs regarding the CHIP, whether you call it the NFC or the RFID. All right. Now, it's been in the grapevine. The news has been passed on like Chinese whispers. Um, we've been seeing the news of the Neuralink, the RFID, CHIP, various companies in the States utilizing it. Sweden being one of the countries that are heading people taking the implantable CHIP. Okay, and all this talk, all these options that are at the moment being presented, in terms of a niche market for people that want to have the CHIP implanted. Okay, they're giving you options at the moment, but all this talk, all this information that they're presenting at the moment, that it's a maybe, it's a possibility, it's going to be a definitive. You're going to get a definitive answer real soon, and that's going to be that. That's going to be the only option of you buying and selling, purchasing, keeping a roof over your head. That's where it's going. Okay. Now I'm going to read an article. I'm going to go through that. I'm going to chat GPT as well. I guess you can ask other different types of questions and angle it to see what chat GPT say. All right. Let's go to Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Tarry means delay. All right. Now, as our elders and apostles, apostles and elders and elder bishops, prophets say of Great Millstone, the men of the Lord, they say in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, that there's a time to prophesy and there's a time for these things to actually play out. Now, okay, there's only gonna be so many times that the alarm system, the spiritual alarm system of the men of the Lord, and the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is gonna go off. There's only so many times, okay. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Paraphrasing a scripture there. How can you seek the Lord while he may be found? Well, the men of the Lord are on the highways and the byways. Okay, they're constantly the men of Great Millstone and affiliate camps. They're constantly making videos, numerous videos. Each individual prophet from my elders on down are making like 10, 15 videos a day each, if not more. But an average of at least four, anything from 2 to 5 videos a day. All right. Some are making numerous ones, right? Be it short, be it long, everything's there to tickle your fancy spiritually. You got like videos of all different lengths. You got visuals. You got like a smorgasbord of videos being put together, like a collage or whatever, however you want to put it, in an artistic way with music. So to tickle everybody's intellect, mindset, and fancy. So you got no damn excuses to avoid this truth. All right. Now, the elect are going to gravitate towards it because, paraphrasing another scripture there, all right, the election hath obtained it and the rest were blinded. The elect know what time it is. The elect know what's coming. Okay. And all this talk about, the Neuralink, okay, being successful, the RFID chip or the NFC chip or the chip in general being successful is all talk, is all information out there. Okay. It's all put out there to make you think about it, to make you think about it that okay, that one day it's gonna be there, so you don't get a sudden shock. So when it does come through, right, and say, oh, you gotta take the CHIP, you're gonna be warmed up to it. Okay, you're gonna be your mindset will be used to it. That gradualism has approached. Okay, because if it suddenly happened overnight, it'll be a big shock to the system that you've got to take something, something technologically based, a foreign object within the system. You got to be penetrated with it. Okay. So therefore, these damn devils are going to humble you people. How they're going to humble you. Okay, they're going to sweet talk you the same way a man sweet talks a woman to get into her drawers. And what these powers that be want to do is sweet talk you, warm you up, get you ready for the great plowing. They want to plow a whole bunch of people. I mean, not they want to plow. They want to delete and plow most of the planet so they can control it. Because these damn devils want to be all knowing, all seeing. Okay, they want to know They want to control you. Okay. So the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it's being delayed, wait for it. It's going to surely come. All right. And Job 14 verse 5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Esau knows that he's only got a limited amount of time to rule, and he cannot pass a certain threshold. Okay. And that time is coming. So they're going to come hard, okay, pursuant to Revelation 12, verse 12, because the devil knows that he hath but a short time. So at some point, they will crash the economy. Okay, they're going to humble you people. Right now, you tough guys, you gangsters, oh man, I got my cash money, I got my hordes of cash. Like in the movie Training Day, where Denzel Washington deletes that Edomite and opens up his floorboards or whatever, because that cracker was going to flee to some country, some tropical country, and live off his money. He was using Jake's slang in the movie. Yeah, I'm going to use my cheddar, blah, blah, blah. And Denzel come and took his, so-called money away, wherever he had millions of dollars hoarded underneath the floorboards. All right? That's not going to mean a damn thing. All right? And you're going to be crippled, okay? Mentally, spiritually, physically, you're going to feel what the hell is going on, because you hear about it in the grapevine, but you just think it's news. You think that big bad America is never going to never be attacked. It's never going to be like these other war-torn countries. Okay, you'd think that on the soils of America, or on the soil of America, these things are not going to happen. Big town USA is going to rule forever. Nope, 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 nope. What did the Lord say? Job 14, verse 5 again. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. All right? All this talk is going to be reality soon, okay? Now, where was I? Let's share this one. All right? How many humans have been CHIP'd, okay? Now, this is from 28th of March, 2024. It says here between 50 to 100,000 people. Okay, that's a small amount worldwide. I would say more. All right, and here, AI overview. Sweden leads in voluntary human CHIP implants for convenience, keys, payments, tickets, but other countries like the Netherlands, Germany, and even the USA for medical trials like Neuralink also see significant adoption of trials. Though it remains a niche biohacking trend, not mass government implementation, okay, at the moment, okay. Key countries and trends. Sweden, the pioneer with thousands using CHIPs for doors, gyms, train tickets, and office access. Okay. They're already making videos and short sort of mockumentaries, documentaries, on artificial foods and cloned meats and Neuralinks and CHIPs, and trying to show you how the world is going to be in the future. So you get used to it. Gradualism. So as time goes by, you're a person that hates mobile phones, and then you get a job saying, oh man, I've got to get a mobile phone. Then you start off with that 2005, 2006 flip phone. And then lo and behold, 10 years later, you got an iPhone. And lo and behold, you're wearing one of them watches as well, right? You're getting really engrossed in this technological world, and you're getting to the point where it's become part of your life. And if you're not spiritually grounded, okay, if you're a heathen, we don't give a shit about you. But if you're a Jake, an Israelite, so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, or an Israelite foreigner, right, whose lineage from your father's side goes back to the Israelites, okay, if you're not spiritually grounded, you're going to get overwhelmed with this, and you'll take it thinking that that's the only way forward, and that's the only way I can live. That's the only way I can keep a roof over my head. That's the only way I can still have a life and have a future and optimism and enjoy Christmases and Halloween and all that, but not knowing that you're going to see a real Halloween movie real soon, right in the face, inside joke there. If coming to America, it'll be in the face. It'll be right in your face very soon. All right, all these things. Okay, remember, there's a time for talking, there's a time for prophesying, there's a time for these things to happen. All right. So they're gradually just showing you, talking about it, little articles here, little articles there. These little sort of unknown websites popping up, little videos, little snippets, little news here and there. RFID chip, Neuralink, the digital wallet, and the digital wallet they're pushing that hot and heavy, aren't they? At the same time, Elon Musk has had successful trials with the Neuralink for the brain, you know, and then the NFC, CHIP, RFID, CHIP. So that chat is there. That's happening. All right. Okay. And I found this article as well. All right. Okay. This is from EBSCO. All right. Uh, Implant in humans. I'm not reading it, so you know what I'm talking about. The CHIP implant in humans is a small electronic device, roughly the size of a grain of rice, that is inserted under the skin, often using a syringe. So you're going to be penetrated. They're trying to, you know, uh, they're trying to humble you. Right now, they're trying to chat you up like the same way that a man tries to chat up a woman, right? Say, yeah, blah, 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 whatever you got to say to her, you know, just to try and get to her, try and humble her so you can, you know, get between them thighs, right? So the same way, these damn devils are trying to entice you, you know, that yeah, this is the only way, and then you say, oh, okay, let me line up, and then you go there and you humble yourself, and they penetrate you with the CHIP in your hand or your forehead or whatever, right? The same way, man. The same way. Obviously, the human CHIP obviously is going to take. It's been taking a longer time because this is going to be mass implementation when it does go ahead. But right now, they're just giving you the choice. Very soon, there's not going to be no choice. These CHIPs typically serve as a form of encrypted identification, allowing users to unlock doors, start vehicles, and facilitate secure transactions. While proponents argue that they offer convenience and enhanced security compared to traditional identification methods, critics raise concerns about potential privacy invasions and misuse by employers or governments. And also with the situation with, your money not stretching as far as it used to compared due to the rate of inflation. A lot of companies are giving you like payday loans now. All right. And they want to subtract the money out of your paycheck. So that's another form of them tracking where your money is going. Then when this financial system collapses and the CHIP is going to be the only way to go, they're going to know, it's just a gradualism of you opening, like basically, what's that saying? Oh, my life is written on my sleeve. I'm an open book or whatever. You're literally going to be an open book, you know? If I can use that as an analogy, they're gonna know everything. So you're already opening up your doors and say to them, okay, this is what I'm earning, and this is what I want to spend this $300 or £300 on or whatever. They're gonna say, and your company's gonna know, and the finance department, accounts payable, or whatever the fuck, the wages department or whatever, right? HR. The powers that be, people at the top, your managers gonna know, yeah, yeah. Oh, David Smith's gonna buy this, that, and the third. He's gonna buy like a trampoline for his whatever, man. Whatever you're gonna buy. You know, some of you weirdos might order weird things, and they're gonna know that. You know, you might, wherever you either might want to order butt plugs and all that kind of weird shit. They're gonna know all that. They're gonna know about your life. They already want to face scan you if you want to watch porn. They already want to do biometrics if you want to watch this, that, and the third. You want to sign into Twitter. So people are already putting their barriers down. So gradualism is where, they already got you using Facebook and Twitter and all that. You're talking about, oh, this is what I'm going to do this 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go to the coffee shop by 10:30. Today's my day off. Then I'm going to walk through the mall if there's any malls left, right? And I'm going to buy myself a pair of jeans or whatever. You're going to show your life. People already do that anyway. So that's just this is gradualism where you're opening up your life to everybody. And then at some point, okay, a lot of people are using the Apple Pay, the digital wallet, and it's going to go to the CHIP very soon. Okay, and by then you're going to be so warmed up, letting everybody know what you do. You're going to take it because you have no other option. There is no door for you. All right, there is no other door for you. Okay, for you Israelites that are in the know, to avoid this because we, listen. The elect are not going to be caught up in this. The elect are not going to be enticed, but the rest of the world will be enticed. Okay, all right. The rest of you are just a bunch, are spiritual whores. You're going to get penetrated. All right. But the elect are going to stay virgin. They will not get penetrated with the doctrine of Esau, and literally, they won't get penetrated with the CHIP. All right, let's go here. I read a little bit here. It says here, uh, I'm going to read this part here. A CHIP is a tiny processing unit. A CHIP is a tiny processing unit made from multiple electronic parts. Multiple electronic parts. Where is it again? A CHIP is a tiny processing unit made from multiple electronic parts. These parts, including transistors, capacitors, and resistors, are mounted on a tiny, extremely thin CHIP. Micro CHIPs are an essential component in electronics. They are used in phones, computers, calculators, and many other electronic devices. Also, your passports and all that as well, your bank cards, your debit cards, your credit cards. Many pet owners have CHIPs implanted in their pets. These CHIPs can be scanned and used to return lost animals to their owners. At some point, these crackers, these powers that be, will probably stage a whole bunch of kidnappings of children as well. And that's going to scare mothers saying, oh, I'm going to get little Tommy CHIP. I want to know where my baby is. This scares me. I want to make sure that my baby comes home every day. Which is a great fear for any parent. I mean, your little baby being taken. You know, some technology firms have begun to sell CHIPs that can be implanted in humans. These CHIPs are typically implanted under the skin with a syringe. These CHIPs are used as an encrypted form of personal identification. They can be used to unlock doors, start cars, provide records, and pay for purchases. It's going to be an all-rounder, right? It's going to be, hey, that's why they show movies where you don't have to use your pockets anymore. Back to the Future 2 comes to mind, right? In the pockets, you don't need no pockets. You don't need no money to ride this train, right? You don't need that because hey, money is not going to be a requirement. Okay, cartoons like the Jetsons, do they show pockets on them clothes? No, because in the future, no pockets are required, right? This is the world that Esau wants to create. Proponents of these devices in humans argue that they are more convenient and secure than traditional forms of identification. So, proponents of these devices, so people that are propping this up, people that are bigging the CHIP up, are saying that these devices in humans, that they are more convenient. They're saying that the CHIP is more convenient and secure than traditional forms of identification. So they're saying that, yeah, this is the first choice compared to what we're currently using. Opponents of such device argue that they could be abused by employers or governments. Well, yeah, they could turn it off if you don't listen to the government, or if you're whatever, your employer could be tracking you, seeing what you're doing. They could maybe hold you over a barrel saying, okay, uh, this, you better do these extra hours. If you don't, I'm going to turn your CHIP off. I mean, whatever. They could do anything, because there's a lot of people that, use these things to control others, right? All right. Could be abused by employees or governments. The devices implanted in humans could be used to invade individuals' privacy by constantly tracking their locations, associations, and purchases. Yeah, because these crackers, these Edomites, these powers that be, the so-called Illuminati, right? The elites, they want to know what you're doing because they want to be like God, okay? They want to be knowing what you're doing, okay? Because once a person has power, money, and everything in the world, what do they require? They want to control people. That's probably the last frontier that these Edomites want to conquer, is controlling you as a person and your mind. All right? Literally. Experts also warn of any unforeseen health issues that could arise after implantation. Well, yeah, you're going to get sores, as paraphrasing the scripture there. You're going to get sores and bumps and cancers in your body. All right? Which, paraphrasing the scripture there, which is going to happen because you're putting a foreign object into your body, right? All right. Okay, we're approaching 19 minutes. Let's read the last scripture, which is the icing on the cake, which is, okay, I want to read verse 18 as well. Revelation 13:16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that word mark is karagma, and the root word is it karax, which means like insertion or penetration into the flesh. And the word karagma is a Greek word, insertion, etching, or penetration into the flesh. And these Edomites, just like Newspeak, what they usually do is change the meanings and definitions of words. So if you go to the blue letter, they have taken out one or two words that really allude and really give you sort of like a literal it literally paints a picture that, yeah, you're being penetrated with something into the flesh. Okay, but right now it's saying stamp, etching into the flesh, or a badge of servitude, I believe, right? And it calls it, and that's in the blue letter Bible. I'm going to start using the blue letter more. Just need to get more savvy with it, as they say. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, uh, mark in their foreheads. What is that? What is that? What is that? What picture is painted? Elon Musk, Neuralink. Okay, mark in their right hand or in their left hand, right? Sweden, China, America, certain countries, the UK, certain people, certain companies, right? Okay, and that no man. Okay, so yeah, great, small and great. So you're small people, you're regular folk, you're great people, you're really rich people. You know, people with your Lambos, your Raris. Your poor people, you know, people driving the hoopty or whatever. Your people walking around in the streets, and the people that are actually literally locked down, okay, are all going to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. So it's pretty much everybody. They're saying everybody, the whole world will be affected with this, not a certain part of society, the whole damn world. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay. You won't be able to buy or sell. How are you going to buy or sell? Through sin. Oh, I'm sinning today. I can't buy anything. Oh, I haven't sinned. Can I have a loaf of bread, please, Mr. Shopkeeper, Mr. Storekeeper? It's not like that. Or I'm dealing with a white woman. You know, I'm sin. You know, that's not sin. You know. So if you worship the beast, what is that? Oh, I'm dealing with a white woman. Can I have some? Can I have a loaf of bread and a dozen eggs and a gallon of milk, please? No. Okay. So, so if you're going to buy or sell, you know, you don't have to have the mark of the beast. Is not dealing with white women. All right, the mark of the beast is not worshiping Caesar Borgia. Okay, you shouldn't be worshiping Caesar Borgia anyway. But nothing wrong with dealing with a so-called white woman, provided she's single, okay, and fine. All right, and you don't follow her doctrine, and you treat her, you treat her, fair, and she's just a concubine. But obviously, you don't let her know that, right? Common sense, use wisdom. Okay, there's nothing wrong with dealing with a woman of any nation as long as she's single and she's yours, not somebody else's. All right, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 which is 666. Okay, the elect are not going to fall for the doctrine. The elect are not going to fall for the okey doke. The elect are not going to, take the CHIP, because we know it's the mark. And if you take it, the Lord will kill you anyway. All right, but in a more of a gruesome fashion. Now, if you don't take it, the Lord will be with you if you're part of His sheep. Okay, and if you do have to give your head, the Lord Yahweh Shemashah will give you the mindset and the spirit to deal with it, and the angels there will be with you, and you won't feel the pain, man. It might feel like a feather tickling your neck. All right, that's the faith you got to go with, man. These are the times that we're coming into, and it's not going to be no cakewalk. All right, but the elect will get through. All right, this is the future that Esau wants to take you to, man. And all this talk of it, all these articles, it's going to lead, and our prophets prophesying, and documentaries and mockumentaries and movies coming out, cartoons and little comic book strips talking about the CHIP, all this warming up and all this, what's the word again? Gradualism is, with the digital wallet, is at some point it's going to happen, and it's going to happen real soon. All right, let's hope, Lord willing, 2026 could be the year. Maybe the financial system crash will during the so-called holiday season. We just don't know. All right. So I'm going to leave it there now. All praises, honor, glory, and blessings and power be to Abanawa Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Kodash, Mawathabad, Babal, Kwam, Yashrala, Shalom.